famous, or should I say infamous, Traitors' Gate, built on the orders of King Edward I, as it required a safer and more useful entrance into the Tower. Now, rather than travel through the narrow and twisting streets of London, where convoys could be attacked, stores stolen, or prisoners set free, he decided to use the River Thames as a highway. At high tide, a boat could pass through that gate and unload its cargo in safety. Therefore, this gate was originally known as the Watergate. And yes, Americans, we had it before you. Yes? And ours has a lot less leaks than yours did. Now, having an opening in the outer defensive wall, he realised it weakened the defences of the mightiest fortress in the land. And so he commanded that a tower be built above the gate to defend it. And this is named in honour of a former constable of the tower, St. Thomas of Becket. In there today, you will find the medieval palace, and you can go through it by using those concrete steps just to your right there. Your journey will take you through the Great Hall, into a bedchamber, across into the throne room, and then it will take you onto the War Walk, ladies and gentlemen. So feel free to do that later today. Okay, as I said earlier, it was originally known as the Watergate. So how did it become known as Traitors' Gate? Well, the name change occurred during the Tudor period due to the large numbers of alleged traitors that entered this formidable fortress through those grim gates. Among them, no less than 3 Queens of England: Queen Anne Boleyn, Queen Catherine Howard, and Lady Jane Grey, the 16-year-old uncrowned queen of only 9 days. Now, these and many more poor, unfortunate souls would have travelled from their trial at London's Guildhall or the Palace of Westminster. They would have passed through those grim gates and land at these very steps, where they were met by the yeoman jailer and an escort of extremely handsome yeoman warders. They would be taken through the bloody Tower archway behind you to their cell or dungeons to await whatever fate had in store for them. And for some, it was a short journey to their place of execution. Now, behind you is the infamous Bloody Tower. It was originally known as the Garden Tower, as it overlooked and gave access to the Lieutenant's garden. Its name was changed to the Tower of Blood, or Bloody Tower, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, to commemorate the terrible tragedies that have happened within. Now, perhaps the most terrible tragedy of all was the alleged murders of the 2 boy princes in 1483. The 12-year-old uncrowned King Edward V and his 9-year-old brother, Richard, Duke of York, were brought into the Tower by their kind uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, for their own safety and in order to prepare for the coronation of the eldest boy. But as soon as their kind uncle had got them into the Tower, he declared them illegitimate, and he took the throne for himself, becoming King Richard III. And the sightings of both boys playing in the Tower grounds became less and less frequent, until they disappeared altogether. Now, it's believed they were murdered in that upper chamber, either by suffocation with a pillow or by stabbing with a dagger. Their little bodies were bundled down a staircase and hidden beneath a pile of stone.